Manchester City news. Now, what's happening? Manchester City fans, and welcome back to Man City News Now, your home for the latest Manchester City transfer news, breaking stories, tactical updates, and everything happening around the Etihad Stadium. If you're a true blue and you love staying ahead of every transfer rumour, every squad update, and every big decision shaping the future of Manchester City, then make sure you subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and join the growing Man City News Now family. Today we've got a massive developing story involving Chelsea midfielder Enzo Fernández, rising Premier League talent Elliot and what could become the beginning of a completely new era at Manchester City. Reports are now suggesting that Manchester City are seriously exploring the possibility of signing Enzo Fernández from Chelsea during the summer transfer window. According to the reports, Enzo Maresca, who is heavily rumoured to become the next Manchester City manager after Pep Guardiola, is very interested in bringing Fernández to the Etihad Stadium. And City fans, this is a story that could completely change the future of the midfield. Enzo Fernández is already considered one of the best technical midfielders in world football. His passing range, vision, composure under pressure, and ability to control the tempo of a match make him the kind of player perfectly suited for Manchester City's style of football. At Chelsea, we've seen flashes of his incredible talent despite the club's inconsistency over the past seasons. But many believe that in a structured Manchester City system, Fernández could unlock another level entirely. Imagine Enzo Fernández receiving the ball deep in midfield, spraying passes across the pitch, controlling possession, and linking perfectly with City's attacking players. It's easy to understand why Manchester City would be interested. What makes this story even more interesting is the strong connection between Fernández and Enzo Maresca. The two already work together at Chelsea, and reports suggest Maresca is eager to reunite with the Argentine midfielder if he officially takes charge at City. Behind-the-scenes talks are reportedly already taking place, and while nothing is finalised yet, the interest appears serious. Now, let's be honest, City fans signing Enzo Fernández would not be easy. Chelsea invested heavily to bring him to Stamford Bridge, and they would likely demand a massive transfer fee to even consider selling him. On top of that, Fernández remains an important player for Chelsea's future plans. But Manchester City are not a club that enters transfer conversations without purpose. If City are truly exploring this move, it means they are already planning for the next generation of midfield leadership. With questions continuing around the long-term futures of several midfield players, City may be preparing for a transition period after years of dominance under Pep Guardiola. And that brings us to another exciting name now linked with the club, Elliot. Reports suggest Manchester City are accelerating plans to sign the talented Nottingham Forest midfielder before the World Cup. This is a fascinating move because Elliot represents a different type of signing. While Enzo Fernández would arrive as an established world-class midfielder, Anderson would represent a long-term investment, a young, energetic, Premier League-proven talent with huge potential. City fans have seen this strategy before. Manchester City are masters at identifying young players before they explode onto the global stage. The club wants technical players who can grow inside the City system, and Elliot fits many of those requirements. He's aggressive in midfield, confident carrying the ball, and capable of playing in multiple positions. His work rate and intensity have impressed many scouts across England, and perhaps most importantly, Anderson already understands the demands of the Premier League. That reduces adaptation risks and makes him an attractive option for Manchester City's recruitment team. If both deals were somehow completed, it would signal a major midfield rebuild at the Etihad. One established elite controller in Enzo Fernández. One rising Premier League talent in Elliot. That combination could shape Manchester City's midfield for years to come. But City fans, the biggest story behind all these rumours may actually be the possible arrival of Enzo Maresca. The football world is watching closely as speculation grows around Pep Guardiola's future and who could eventually replace the legendary manager. Pep Guardiola transformed Manchester City into one of the greatest football teams the world has ever seen. Under Guardiola, City dominated England, conquered Europe, and built an identity based on intelligence, possession, discipline, and relentless winning mentality. Replacing Pep Guardiola is almost impossible, but Enzo Maresca is viewed by many as someone who understands the City philosophy better than most. He knows the system, he understands positional football, and he already has strong relationships with several players around European football. That's why these transfer rumours matter. This may not just be about signing players, this could be the beginning of Manchester City's next era. A new manager, a refreshed midfield, a younger squad, and a new chapter for the club. Of course, City fans should remain patient because transfer rumours change quickly in football. Negotiations are complicated, financial demands can become obstacles, and many stories in the media never become reality. But there is no doubt these are exciting times for Manchester City supporters. The club continues to think ahead, plan ahead, and move aggressively in the market whenever opportunities appear. And if Manchester City truly managed to sign Enzo Fernández and Elliot, the Premier League should be very worried once again. Now, I want to hear from you City fans. Would you like to see Enzo Fernández at Manchester City? Do you think Elliot would be a smart signing for the future? And most importantly, do you believe Enzo Maresca is the right man to replace Pep Guardiola if that day finally comes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I read every single one. If you enjoyed this update, make sure you like the video, subscribe to Man City News Now, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Manchester City transfer update. Thanks for watching, City fans, and remember, once a blue, always a blue.